Cameron Indoor Stadium, home of the Duke Blue Devils. Arguably the best home venue in college basketball. And for me, from a basketball fan perspective, it is the mecca of college basketball. A place I always wanted to visit, but realistically never dreamed I would. I can point to the exact time that I became a Duke basketball fan. It was the semifinal game in the 1986 NCAA tournament, one game before their heartbreaking loss to Louisville. But my real love affair with the program and its home arena truly began a couple of years later, during the 1988-89 season, the first year I had cable TV and ESPN. From that year, carrying through the next 27 and counting years, I became a diehard Duke basketball fan. However, my dream of going to a Duke game or seeing Cameron Indoor Stadium with my own eyes had always been held at arm's length. The closest I had ever gotten was seeing a Duke practice when they were in San Antonio for the Final Four. I did manage one other thrill of my Duke fandom life when I got to meet Mike Krzyzewski in person at a book signing. But that is as close as I ever thought I would come to experiencing Duke basketball in person. Then came the summer of 2014. Business took me to Charlotte, North Carolina. I could not leave the area without taking a pilgrimage to Durham, Duke University, and Cameron Indoor Stadium. The drive approaching the campus was beautiful, but nothing compared to the moment I walked up Woodford Drive on the campus of Duke University and saw that old Gothic building that resonates with such basketball history. However, even more breathtaking than seeing the outside of Cameron was my first view inside the basketball arena. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to see the court. I mean, it was good enough to be inside the hallowed halls of Cameron on my way up the stairs to visit the Duke Basketball Museum. I really thought the court would be shut off to the public. But on my way up the stairs, I saw through an open doorway the empty but lit consecrated court. The view through this doorway literally took my breath away, and I think my heart might have missed a few beats as my eyes beheld the splendor of the place I had only seen on television for 27 years. Slowly, I began to step into that sacred gym, taking in every moment of my time and basking in each place my eyes focused. The bleachers and the baskets were all up and put away for the summer. There were no players running up and down the court. Coach K was not sitting in his accustomed seat, barking out orders like the military officer he had been. There were no officials, press, or even any of those famed Cameron crazies screaming their heads off, cheering for their team, and teasing the opponents. I alone stood on that court, having the entire arena to myself. But I was not alone. I could hear the echoes of ages past of the Cameron crazies going wild. As my eyes drifted across the many banners that lined the royal rafters, they stopped and focused on one lone banner that hung alone on one side of the stadium. The heart and soul of Duke basketball. The reason I became a fan. Not only the greatest coach of my generation, but perhaps the greatest coach of any generation. Mike Krzyzewski. Coach K. The winningest college basketball coach of all time. It was such a surreal moment as my eyes drifted from the banners, across the seats and the bleachers, to a spot on the floor that commemorated forever that this place belonged to Coach K. I was there. I was standing on Coach K court. And for a few moments, the echoes of past games in Cameron were silenced, and I stood there alone. No screaming fans, no players, no one but me standing on Coach K court, soaking it all in, knowing that I was experiencing a place that I had only experienced in my imagination, and I knew I would probably never experience again. Little did I know how wrong I was.